Not everyone trapped is a victim. Some are volunteers. A man sits in traffic, staring blankly through a cracked windshield. He used to have dreams once, not grand ones, just honest ones. Now he's 36, working the same job he swore would be temporary. He scrolls his phone at red lights, watching others live lives he can't admit he wanted. He tells himself he's fine. That stability is success. That he's not like those dreamers. But deep down he knows. He stopped living years ago. And the terrifying part? He doesn't even hate it anymore. Most people don't collapse in one dramatic failure. They fade, slowly, invisibly, into smallness. You see it everywhere. People who once spoke of ambition now justify mediocrity as maturity. They call it being realistic, practical, responsible. But these are just polite words for surrender. A woman in her 20s promises herself she'll leave her dead-end job once things calm down. A man in his 40s tells his kids that he had to give up his dream for them. Each lie feels noble, but every year the spark dims. What begins as temporary compromise becomes identity. And by the time they realize it, the habit of smallness has hardened into personality. Psychologists call this learned helplessness. Martin Seligman discovered it in the 1960s. Dogs placed in a cage were given mild shocks. Some could escape, others couldn't. Eventually, even when the door was opened, the dogs that once had no escape simply lay down and accepted the pain. They had learned that effort was pointless. Humans do the same, only our cages are invisible. A string of failed attempts. A childhood of being told we're not enough. A society that rewards obedience more than courage. We stop trying, not because we can't succeed, but because our brain has learned that trying equals suffering. So we adapt. We make peace with failure. We decorate the cage, call it my routine, my job, my lifestyle, and deep down we stop believing escape exists. But there's another layer, ego protection. The ego doesn't care about truth, it cares about survival. Admitting we failed hurts. So the mind rewrites the story. I could do better if I wanted. I'm just waiting for the right time. I'm not built for success like them. Each excuse saves face in the moment, while quietly building a wall around the self. People start confusing potential with identity. They say, I could have been something, as if possibility equals worth. But potential means nothing without motion. And losers live forever in the hypothetical, because the dream is perfect until you try. The moment you act, the illusion dies. And the ego would rather live in fantasy than face proof of its own limits. Addiction isn't always chemical. The most dangerous drug is comfort. The human brain evolved to seek predictability and conserve energy. So when modern life offers endless comfort, climate control, entertainment, convenience, the reward centers in our brain explode with cheap dopamine. We no longer chase meaning, we chase ease. A warm bed replaces ambition. Scrolling replaces curiosity. A paycheck that just barely covers rent becomes good enough. The mind whispers, you're safe here. Why risk losing it? And that's how comfort quietly kills greatness. Not with pain, but with pleasantness. Every comfortable day steals a little piece of potential, until the will to change atrophies completely. Comfort becomes identity. And anything uncomfortable, growth, discipline, risk, feels like danger. But the mind can't live in contradiction forever. Some part of us knows we're wasting time. That's where cognitive dissonance comes in, the mental tension between who we are and who we could be. To ease that tension, we rationalize, I don't care about money. I'm not materialistic. I value peace over ambition. But at night, when the phone screen goes dark and the noise fades, the truth crawls back in. You hear the quiet voice saying, this isn't peace. It's resignation. It's the same voice that whispers while you scroll through other people's success. Not envy, but recognition. A life unlived. A version of you that's slowly dying from neglect. Change isn't hard because it's complex. It's hard because it demands death, the death of who you've been. If you've lived as a loser long enough, failure becomes home. It's predictable, familiar. Success, on the other hand, feels alien. It threatens identity. It's like freeing a bird that's lived its entire life in a cage. It doesn't soar, it panics. Freedom terrifies the domesticated mind. That's why so many sabotage their own progress. They fear losing the comfort of their limitations. They say they want change, until change arrives and demands sacrifice. The loser doesn't fail because of lack of opportunity. He fails because he clings to the person he no longer needs to be. There's a moment in every life when the clock turns from potential to permanence. When someday quietly becomes never. Researchers call it the psychology of regret. In youth, we regret actions, things we did wrong. In age, we regret inaction, the things we never tried. And that kind of regret is permanent. You see it in older faces, not bitterness, but emptiness. They talk about their youth like a museum exhibit. I almost started a business. I used to write. I wanted to travel. Almost. Used to. Wanted. 3 gravestones for ambition. And the cruelest part? They still think they have time, until one day they don't. Society makes escaping even harder. Everything around you rewards complacency, fast food for your hunger, entertainment for your boredom, validation for your mediocrity. The system doesn't need you ambitious. It needs you docile, distracted, and dependent. The average person doesn't need chains, just enough pleasure to never ask for more. And so we trade freedom for comfort, meaning for safety, potential for predictability. You don't have to be evil to build a prison. You just have to make it cozy. But sometimes, rarely, people wake up. It happens in the smallest moments. A breakup, a layoff, a health scare. Suddenly the noise stops, and the truth becomes unbearable. You realize that your life, the one you've been defending, justifying, numbing, isn't yours. It's a pattern of avoidance that's been running for years. And in that moment, you face the only real question that matters. Are you willing to kill the version of you that chose comfort over growth? Because until you do, every new opportunity will die the same quiet death, strangled by the same old fears. You don't escape mediocrity by getting lucky. You escape it by getting brutally honest. By asking yourself, what am I pretending not to know? Who would I be if I stopped being afraid? You don't need more motivation. You need confrontation. Because the truth isn't that life is unfair, it's that most people voluntarily give it away. Mediocrity isn't a punishment. It's a choice, made one comfortable day at a time. Losers aren't born. They're made by fear, by comfort, and by the lies we tell ourselves to avoid becoming great.